Three members of Marylebone Cricket Club have been suspended after Australian players experienced aggressive and abusive behaviour in the long room at Lords. Jonny Bairstow's controversial dismissal sparked uproar among England fans, who then booed the Aussies as they walked into the pavilion. Even the Prime Minister's had his say today, commenting that Australia did not act in the spirit of cricket. Joining me live now is cricket journalist Jarrod Kimber. Jarrod, it's all over the papers. I mean, the Sun front page, out of order, says the Sun. It's not what we expect from gentlemanly lords, is it, all this behaviour?
It's very interesting, of course. The same members who are booing the Australian team there are the ones who are part of the club who actually sets the laws. They had a couple of hundred years to change the laws if they had any issue with them. Unfortunately not. It's always funny when politicians, of all people, mention the spirit of cricket, of course, because it's a nebulous concept, Vanessa. It's basically like a fart in the wind. No one can actually explain what it is or what it means, and it means something completely different to someone from Soweto or Guyana or Tangal or, up in County Durham. Everyone feels differently about this.
Traditionally, though, and conventionally has the spirit of cricket meant in the United Kingdom? Obviously, we talk about things not being cricket. It's not cricket to do such a thing, not quite cricket. So we mean it's not quite gentlemanly, it's not quite comme il faut, it's not quite the right way of doing things. Isn't that what we mean?
Yeah, you talk about Lords specifically. They have a W.G. Grace Gates at Lords, and obviously he's a revered figure. He did the exact same thing. So it's used when you're upset about something. Vanessa is the best way of explaining it. And when someone's fine with something, they go, well, it was within the laws of the game. And when they're not happy with something, they say, well, it's not within the spirit of the game. Mm-hmm. But if you read the MCC laws, it's a very wishy-washy term at the start of the game. And I think you're right. I think traditionally the idea was when the English people wrote the laws, way back in Hambledon, while they were gambling on the sport, of course, but while they wrote the laws, at the time the thought was that cricket was supposed to stand for something a little bit more. The problem is that it's being played by so many different kinds of people all around the world, and the spirit of cricket is not the best written thing in the book. The best written thing is all the laws, where there's been a lot of time looking at the laws and the way that they change. And so most people in professional cricket play to the laws and not to the spirit, because you can read and understand the laws, and the spirit is a little bit wishy-washy.
OK, so the shouts of cheat, 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 which did sound quite raucous and certainly not kind of gentlemanly and subdued, the very opposite, were they, in your opinion, justified or unjustified?
No, completely unjustified. Look, I understand it. Australia got caught with sandpaper not that long ago. There's a history of cheating in cricket. There was absolutely nothing wrong with this. The issue was that Jonny Bairstow left his crease a little bit too early. The ball was still live, and because of that, Australia could take the bails off. There was nothing untoward at all. It doesn't matter if Jonny Bairstow was trying to take advantage of the situation or not. You can see right there on the screen, the ball goes into Carey's hand. He realises Bairstow's about to leave the crease, and he throws the ball. It is a normal stumping from that perspective. The bit that's not normal, of course, is that Bairstow was leaving because he thought it was the end of the over. But Jonny Bairstow cannot call the end of the over. He has to wait for the umpire to do that. And in this case, he didn't do it. So no, there was definitely no cheating there at all. If Carey had held the ball for a long period of time, and there's a clip online, by the way, at the moment of Bairstow doing the exact same thing to another batter, it would have been more of a grey area. There's no grey area in this law. Bairstow was definitely out, and the Australians did the right thing there. Now, what they could have done is use the spirit of cricket to say, look, it's a bit of a weird way to get you out. We don't want to do that. But they've been watching Bairstow leaving the crease over and over again, and they were getting annoyed by it. And so they went for a legal dismissal, and he was out.
And why does Bairstow persist in doing that if it is infuriating?
Bairstow is a social person, and there were so many times when he was coming down to chat to his non-striker. He loves chatting to people, but he's also what we would call in cricket a constant gardener, Vanessa. He loves tapping at the pitch. And so at the end of every over, he's desperate to go down and chat to the non-striker at the other end, or to go down and look after the pitch. That's what he would have been doing, whether it was the pitch or the conversation with Ben Stokes at that case. It's a bit of a weird one. Not all cricketers do it, and certainly very few cricketers would ever leave the crease that soon after the ball was delivered, because most cricketers know that that's when the ball is live.
Are there other countries or other cricket clubs or other tournaments where that wouldn't have happened, where it would have been a different result?
No. Everywhere in cricket, it's about when the ball is live and when the ball is dead. And in that case, as the wicketkeeper has taken the ball, if the wicketkeeper keeps the ball for a little period of time, the umpire could say, well, that's the end of the over. If the wicketkeeper throws the ball off to another fielder, he could say that's the end of the over. But in this case, you can see Alex Carey take the ball and throw it straight away. That ball is live in every level of cricket. around the world. These are the MCC laws. This isn't like a special ICC playing condition. This is the MCC laws, which of course makes it a lot funnier because the MCC is laws.